Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? I only got one mic. I only got one ear. Why do I only got one ear? Okay, I only got one ear. These stupid IEMs were a waste of money. How's everyone doing today? It's Spooky Friday, because it's like that day that people have the superstitions about. Fighting with a Prime Day printer. Well, that's what you get for buying a cheap printer. That's not on me. That's on you, buddy. How's everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? Dark and warm Perth. Actually, yeah, it would be dark there. And it would be warm because it's starting to get summer down there. So I guess that makes sense, right? Right? I guess that makes sense. Yeah. So today is Friday. Nice, simple stream today. If I hit the right button, that'd be great. Okay. Are we in the... Okay, I got the... Is that the face suit? No, that's the desk suit. There, okay. I've now got 3 streaming setups. I've got this room. I've got the garage, shop, and now I'm streaming out of the bedroom. And 2 of them have stream decks. Okay, this in the garage have stream deck. And then the computer room has my old DIY like stream deck. And they all have different buttons to do different things, because I never actually went, hey, I should standardize this. So like, you know, top left is main camera, bottom left is close-up. No, everything's different. And I keep switching between them all. I am not a smart man. I gotta figure that out. Like this one has like, okay, how many scenes we got? We got main cam, we got desk zoom, we got face zoom, we got this one, which is the mobile cam. We got a different version of the mobile cam. We got the desktop view, which is the desktop. We've got rating setups, which is this one. We got the interview one, when I have interviews, is this one and that one. We've got standby, and we got intro. The one in the garage has like half of them, because obviously I don't have like the interviews and whatnot set up in the garage, and then upstairs it's different. So yeah, I probably should have sat down and actually like figured out a standard, but ain't nobody got time for that. What we do have time for is, I don't know, what are we doing today? This. We're gonna fix the P1P. We're gonna fix the pip. We're gonna get the pip working again. I think that's what we're gonna do today. Let's move this out of the way. This can go live over here for now. You can go right here. Actually, I'm gonna open it. You can live right here. There we go. You can live right there. As long as that doesn't fall over. Okay. So yeah, so today we're gonna fix the pip. And then we're gonna play around with it, I think. I think we're gonna throw like a big fat, like, if I can find, where am I gotta find them. I don't know where I put them. There we go. I'm gonna go dig in for like the biggest Revo nozzle I have and throw it in here, and we'll have some fun. Does that sound fun? How to enter to win spool. Link video description, read, enter. 59 people have already done it. If it's not there, hit refresh, because I put it up as the stream goes live. What's the camera in the bedroom for? For streaming. It's for security. And no, I don't have a camera in my bedroom. It's a Panda heater core, the 60-watt one. This one is not, because, and I'm going to put this disclosure right here, right now. What we are playing with today is an engineering sample, okay? It is not indicative of the final product. They basically went, oh shit, we don't have any like final ones left to give you. Take this, it's an engineering sample, your money may vary. So this is not indicative of the final product. This is only a 40-watt heater, okay? And we're gonna have to do some soldering because the engineering sample that we received, the connector is not good. That's why it's an engineering sample and not a full product. That's why I'm not advertising it at all, because it's not indicative of the final product, which worked great, so. We might print a giant muscular mushroom man on it. Actually, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna print a giant muscular mushroom man on this. And I have some great filament for that, because where's the cookie CAD stuff? Where'd I put the cookie CAD? I've got some really fancy filament from Cookie CAD they sent me that I want to use for it. Is it over here? I think it might be over here. I gotta find where I put it all. Where is the Cookie CAD filament? Anyways, I'll find it. I'm sure I'll find it. It'll show up at some point. It's in here somewhere. We got some nice multicolored Cookie CAD stuff that I'll print a muscular mushroom man with. So first things first, we gotta fix this. So starting off, is this mobile cam the one I want? I guess it doesn't matter. As you can see, these wires are a little broken, and this is too long. So we need to do some soldering. So we got to get this out first. Your set changed a lot. This one hasn't changed really. This garage has been, or this room actually is horrible. I really need to go through this room. The problem is I'm not streaming in here much anymore, so I'm only down here when I'm doing the random streams that we stream out of here and when I'm printing stuff. So I kind of want to redo this. I want to put some stuff on the wall. I need to redo this, like the window here, because this is a window. And like I want to redo it all, but it's that time of the year when I'm busy with other stuff around the house. So, why did you take apart my X1E? Ah, funny joke. Actually, that's gonna be a good question. Is Bamboo gonna do a Bamboo? And because for those that know, the tool head board in here and the connectors are different between the P1P and the X1. They don't need to be, but they are. I don't know why. So on the X1E, is Bamboo gonna pull a funny and make them even more differenter? That'll be interesting. Bamboo gonna do what Bamboo do. Could Bamboo do what Bamboo do? Okay. What are my thoughts on the A1 Mini? Yeah. I've got one right here. It's called a Prusa Mini with a chameleon on it. Okay, so we need to make this into this. So this is too long, so we need to shorten this. So let's see here. I may actually have to turn my overhead lighting on for this so you guys can get some actual lighting so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, the A1, I don't know if you, here's the thing, like, the machine will sell. There are people that need open air budget machines. For $299, it's a cheap bargain, and then for what, $540, $459 with the multicolor. Now, granted, you are limited to pretty much PLA and PETG and a small print volume. Again, 180 bed, but if that's all you need, that's all you need. $299 is really cheap. So whenever I see really cheap printers, you guys know me, I don't recommend people get cheap printers, okay? I'm gonna have to walk out to my garage to go get my wire strippers. Let's walk and talk. I got the DJI system, so we should be able to walk and talk. So I'm a big proponent of don't buy cheap for a first printer. And the thing is, is the current price of the Bamboo, is that, you know, with profit or no profit? I'm assuming there's much profit on it, because you really have to price to get it to that price point. Where is my wire strippers? There's the crimper. I'm gonna grab the crimper. I don't think I need the, oh, there's the wire strippers. There's the wire strippers. Okay, and I'll grab this instead. We should be good. We should be good. We should be good. Okay. I don't know. Were you guys able to hear me through that whole thing? Were you able to hear me through that whole thing? Garble, garble. Stop, restarted. Does the engineering sample have an oval cut? No, mine does not. Mine is like this. Yeah, mine doesn't have a little notch there. So, Apulo, 25, cheers. For the sake of also buy a new mat. What's wrong with this mat? It's well weathered. It is well weathered. So, here is the connector that's on the engineering sample. Here's the production one. They are very similar, but they're not. So what we're gonna do is basically just cut the wires from here and just splice it into the Revo, and we're gonna call it a day. SV07 is currently $289. Ooh, that's the thing. Here's the thing. If you don't need multi-material, for $299, there are, in my opinion, better options. An SV06, like you can get an SV06 pretty cheap. An SV07, I don't like the SV07 personally, because that's just an ender 3 with clipper on it. I'm not a fan of doing that. But, you know, it is, the market is there. Put it that way. The market is there. Hopefully I don't screw this up. It's not weathered, it's seasoned. It's seasoned. Right? Just like all the for all the cast iron folks out there, it's seasoned. Did I see the SV99 clipper screen? I'm hoping it's not like the Creality clipper screen where, you know, where the fuck is it? Here. Yeah. I don't know why I keep this piece of junk. Where Creality has this, which runs proprietary bullshit that's garbage. Oh! If you want to see the inside of your clipper screen, your Creality clipper screen, here it is. Pretty beefy heatsink on it. Neat. There we go. All betterer. Yeah, I trust that thing as much as I could throw it. I would not run that in my house. It's proprietary. I don't like proprietary. It runs its own scuff version of Clipper that you are fully dependent on Creality for updates. Yeah, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't like it. I'm hoping, honestly, Sonic Pad, or not Sonic Pad, Tech Pad 5 or Pad 7. Because that runs normal Clipper. So, no comment on what about IDEX? What do you want to know about IDEX? IDEX on what? IDEX is cool for those that want 2 tool heads. Oh my god, that is stretchy. But like, what do you want me to say about IDEX? IDEX is a thing. There are printers that are IDEX. Do you want to buy an IDEX? Do you need IDEX? Go buy one. I don't know. IDEX, UDEX, X gonna give it to you? I don't know. The Picture Tech Pad can also be repurposed into anything. Yeah, it can do anything a Pi CM4 can do. So if you want to use one as a little game emulator touchscreen thing, go for it. I don't know where mine is. It's somewhere under all this shit. But yeah, if you want to use it for whatever, you can use it for whatever. It's a Raspberry Pi. So that's the advantage of that. I'm assuming the blue are the thermistors. No. Yes? I don't know. Whatever ones are thinner are the thermistors. That's what we're going to go with. I hate stripping fiberglass wires. I hate stripping fiberglass wires. DRV, good evening. Hello there. Oh, and tomorrow's video is up already. If you're a channel member or Patreon supporter, check the Discord. It is up. I need to make a thumbnail for it still, but tomorrow's video is up. It is live for you to view. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Jason. I don't know what it. Jason has the worst luck. LDO. I'm wearing a shirt today because I feel bad for LDO. Every time I record a video with Jason at any of these events, I have something of an issue. And in this case, I did the same thing I did at Rapid. I record videos with a GoPro, and I have my mic is plugged into the audio in. And for some reason, every time I record a video with Jason, it's not plugged in all the way. So you get the onboard audio. You don't get the nice mic lav audio. Also, it's only like, I thought I had enough to actually make a full episode with LDO. It was only like 3 minutes. I went through the footage. It's only like 3 minutes of horrible audio quality. So, unfortunately, it might not make it into a thing. So tomorrow's video is E3D and then Jeff. And somehow, Sam Prentice returns, only this time it's his voice, because it's Sam and he's loud. So anytime I hate these fiberglass things. Every time I strip fiberglass, I have to like get my little snips and go in here and cut away all the excess and try not cut the wires, and it's super annoying and I hate doing it. There we go. Okay, so we need to tin those. And then we need to tin these ones as well. There we go. Okay. OmniFixos are awesome. If you do any sort of soldering and you're somebody like me who has like eye shake, I've got it. I suffer from essential tremors. So my hands always got a little bit of the weeble wobble built into it. So anytime I do any sort of precision soldering, it is super nice to have them. Yes, they're not cheap, but in my opinion, they are the best helping hands you can probably get for soldering. So if you do any sort of soldering regularly, if you do FPV stuff like I do occasionally, it is kind of nice to have them. Also, I got to figure out how to justify building a quad on this channel. I've got the stuff to build a little printed quad. I was designing my own frame, and then that kind of fell on the wayside because I, to be honest, kind of forgot about it. But I kind of want to build a new quad for the just a regular one, and I don't know if that would fly for my regular content because yeah, I did some FPV stuff on the channel. It just didn't do too good, so I kind of didn't really put a lot into it. But yeah. But I found out there's a Canadian reseller for the bot Grinderino frame in Canada now, so I can get one of them. that's a 3.5 inch, and I want to build a sub 250 3.5. These wires so good. Okay. No fume extraction? This is my fume extractor. I've got a little fan. I don't solder enough down here for me to really worry about it. Yeah, do as I say, not as I do. Do as I say, not as I do. I figure I smoked for a decade, I smoked cigarettes for a decade, and I spent, you know, 7 years working in plastic injection molding shop. My lungs are already screwed. There ain't much left to save, I think. Okay, I need bigger. This is not gonna work. Yeah. The damage has been done, and has been done quite well. Yeah, I don't know. Ah, shoot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use these. Oh well. Which system do I fly? I just got little FPV quads, like these kind. So they're all on beta flight, different versions of beta flight. Most of them are analog. I've got one that's the DJI. My long range one is DJI. It's an LR4 that's modified. So that's DJI. The rest are like, you know, I got an Odinata that's analog. I've got this little 3-inch that was like 3 different quads that I bashed together into one frame. This is way too heavy for a 3-inch, but I was cheap and I need a new frame, and then again, I got a Mobula 7. So they're just little quads. I fly them around. I go to the park. I don't bando bash or anything like that. One, there's no bandos near me to bash. I just like bring them to, you know, fields around here and just fly around and cruise and whatnot, parks. Where the toroidal props? They're with all the other toroidal props, living in the realm of not really practical. Yeah, let's grab the hot blob of fresh solder. Yeah, that's how you want to do it, right? What am I making? We are soldering up an engineering sample BCHOW Panda so I could put it on a P1P. Or, yeah, P1P. So we're playing around with a damaged engineering sample to make it functional. And then we're going to put it on a bamboo printer and hope it doesn't blow up. I don't think it will. It shouldn't. But, you know, if it does, it's content. What's a BCHOW Panda? It allows you to use Revos on your bamboo machine, so you don't have to, you know, take the whole hot end apart to fix a jam. That was horrible. Oh, that was horrible. That was a horrible solder joint. The wire is so thin. Micro LiDAR sensor on Voron. I'll let you know when another printer manufacturer actually has LiDAR. Somebody had a functional demo of it at an open source functional demo of it at Murph. It's not exactly a thing it's hard to do. Because remember, what Bamboo calls LiDAR is a lie. It is not true LiDAR. They use a laser and a camera to judge or to look at differences. Okay? They are not using light and then measuring how long it takes the light to travel back and forth like an actual proper LiDAR system. They're basically just doing the equivalent of looking at a squiggly line and adjusting the math of the flow based on the squiggly line. So it's not true LiDAR. And that is one of my biggest pet peeves with Bamboo, is the fact that they misconstrued that as LiDAR. It's not true LiDAR. It uses light, but it's not using light to measure range. Okay, LiDAR is radar with light. What they're doing is they're using a camera and a laser beam, and you could do this with filters and whatnot. Like, let me pull it. We're gonna fact check this right now, because I can pull the footage up of this because I have footage of this. Import Murph 2023, Murph 2023, videos. I gotta scrub through all these videos here. So yeah, does this look familiar to anyone? Like, you use a laser and you use a camera, you splooge out your line of molten plastic with various PA values, And the camera's tuned to look at, you know, variance because it's using the laser as the only light. So it's got like a really low exposure. So it basically only sees the variance of like the line. So this way it takes a slice of it essentially. And you do some math and oh my God, you live adjust your PA tune. It's not LiDAR. It's not like LiDAR. Go look up how much an actual real LiDAR module costs, okay? And like, what's the smallest LiDAR you can get? The ones in a phone. And how accurate are those? You're not getting 0.1 millimeter accuracy you're getting out of them. You're getting a couple millimeters at best. So the whole thing is, it's a marketing thing. They call it LiDAR because it's marketing. It's not real LiDAR. And I really wish they wouldn't, you know, misconstrue that. So there we go. Hopefully I soldered it. I'm assuming the thick wires were for the heater and the thin wires are for the thermistor. If not, well, we're gonna have a fun time in a minute here. LiDAR, yeah, it's LiDAR. But yeah, I that's one of like my biggest pet peeves with Bamboo is the fact that they misconstrued what they're using, which here's the thing, I've got nothing against their method. I like it, just don't call it what it's not. It's straight up, that's a marketing thing. They called it LiDAR because marketing, right? Oh, LiDAR, nobody else has LiDAR because nobody can really do LiDAR at that scale. Nobody can, you can't either. So quit bullshitting. Yeah, it's not real LiDAR. Seriously, go look up, go on, you know, DigiKey or whatever, and look up how much LiDAR modules cost and how accurate they are. And you go, oh wait, that is not real LiDAR then. Laser image optical compensation. Sure, that works, but it doesn't roll off the tongue on a marketing demo like LiDAR. Like, it's not anything Bamboo has patented. Anyone can put it on a machine. Like, again, go check these guys out. Light sense out, yeah, it uses, you know, nozzle camera with line laser, automatic pressure, advanced calibration. This is all it is, and this is all open source, so you can slap this shit on any printer you want. But yeah, so it does that, and then you get a final verification using off-the-shelf components using open source code that anyone can do. The thing is, though, remember, we're gonna bring this in. Ready? Ready? If you're using good quality filament that has consistent diameter, it doesn't really do anything to begin with, because what are you adjusting for? Your shit's already good. So like I run a lot of Polymaker, Jesse, and other good quality filaments. I don't bother with the wasting the time with it anymore because I'm wasting my time with it because it doesn't do anything because I run good filament. Now, if you're constantly changing nozzle sizes, material types, and you run shit filament through your printers, which, you know, I'm spending $1,500 on a printer. I'm not running shit filament through it, you know. Then it doesn't really make that much of a, then, you know, it doesn't really do anything. It depends on your setup. But I found personally it was a waste of time. So I have it like disabled on my X1. I don't bother running it anymore. Go. Okay, so now I gotta plug all this back in. So let's get rid of the soldering iron. Let's get rid of the Omni Fixo. It's kind of cool though. It's nice to have. Like, I'm not saying it's like horrible. It is nice to have. It does do something. I just don't think it's like the killer feature that some people think it is. I mean, like, I have one printer that has it. All my other printers obviously don't have it. And I've never had an issue not having it on any of my printers that don't have it. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's great to have, but I don't really need it. We might have a problem here. Shoot, can I? drop the bed on this? Okay, let's put this in. Probably should have put the nozzle in first. I don't know if I got enough room here. Yeah. Ah, shoot. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Is it good to start a 3D printer career with a Voron 2.4 R2? Have you built anything before? Have you done electronics projects before, soldering, building electronic things? If you've never built anything like this before, jumping right into 3D printing with a Voron might be a little daunting. You probably could do it. I'm not doubting your ability to. You probably could, but you know, if you're diving into 3D printing for your first printer, it might be a little much. Okay, now I gotta... Connect all my fans back up. That goes there, that goes there. And what do you mean 3D print career? Are you like starting a print farm? There we go. Oh, this, yeah. Okay, those wires are a little tight. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, we have this. So I'm gonna put the camera facing at it. So that way if it blows up, we get sparks, which we get content for. Because this machine hasn't been powered up in quite a while, actually. This machine has been a very good dust collector for, I don't know, I'll check a file on it. If it, or can you even check old files on here? I don't know. Plug it in, switch this camera. Do we get sparks? I guess not. Okay, no sparks. Aw. Kind of disappointed. Okay. Feeding. When was the last time this did anything? I don't know. I should probably update this. Yes, update firmware. So we were on V1.2.3 and we're going to V1.4.1. So let's update the firmware. And while I do that, I'm gonna find a bigger nozzle for this. Yeah, I'm doing that. Okay, so what do we got? We got obsidian. I know I should have some high flows in here. I gotta have high flows in here. I should have some high flows. There we go. That's a high flow. That's a high flow, but that's a smaller nozzle high flow. That's a high flow. And that's a high flow. Okay, so these are high flows. That's a nozzle X? I don't know. Okay. So we're gonna use the biggest nozzle we got, which is this one, which E3D like sent me a sampler pack. So we have a 1 millimeter high flow we'll put in this. So there we go. Trail features, $5. Cheers. Tell me more about disabling PA. I've struggled with PA under extruding corners. You could just disable. Depends on your firmware. You could just disable PA in your firmware. You just don't have it, or don't have part of your config. You should have pressure advance. You should have pressure advance. If you're under extruding in the corners, you may have to adjust your flow. change the hot end? Well, right now it's a 0.4 nozzle in there. Because let's be honest, if it crashes, I'd rather take out a 0.4 than like one of the one I have. Is it worn out? Yeah, I printed some, well, it was originally a 0.25, then I printed some glow in the dark, and now it's a 1 mil. Don't I have a 1.4? I do, but it's a CHT, which isn't a Revo. Hi, buddy.
I bring water? Oh.
You brought water home?
Yeah.
Why did you bring water home?
Yeah, that was...
Hey, don't touch that.
There we go.
Hey.
A bunny.
Is that a bunny?
Yeah.
You want that?
Yeah, they do.
Well, Daddy needs this one. It's a calibration print. All right, do you just come down here to take all my stuff? You taking my stuff?
Yeah, or two stuff.
You're taking 2 of my stuffs? Okay. Can you shut the door? Okay, goodbye. What happened with the Voron 1.0? Just sitting in the other room. Like, I just don't have room for it out here. That's one of the things. I want to like redo this whole setup and have, I want to have the, because I'm trying to move my printing activities more to the garage than out here. So this printer I still use a lot. So I'm thinking of having like the Mark IV, because the Mark IV, I only print open air stuff. So the Mark IV in here, the Ultimaker, the Voron 1, this guy, and maybe 1 or 2 printers over here. So I want this to be more studio than a print farm. Okay. Firmware successfully updated. Confirm. You need help removing skip. Okay. So now calibration. Let's calibrate. Make sure everything works on this still. Yeah, I'm running the calibration. Yeah, it says. Did I ever tell you guys like I was missing a whole bunch of Voron stuff once? Like I printed a whole bunch of Voron stuff, and then I couldn't find it, and then I did find it. It was all under his bed. He like just grabbed a box of printed parts and took them all upstairs to play with. I wish I knew what it was doing when it did this. Okay, let's fire up Orca Slicer and get this set up. Ooh, I have an old version of Orca Slicer in here. I got 1.6.2. I gotta update that. Okay, let's update Orca Slicer. That's a little out of date. Download. Well, it's hot. I can hear it doing hot things, or I can smell it doing hot things. So we got that going for us, which is nice. What's my favorite FDM printer? That one. Let's get rid of this mat, because this mat is dirty. 3%. I don't know what it's doing. It's just chilling at 3%. pin to start. .7, there we go. Okay, while it does that, let me see if I can find where I put that filament I want to use, because it's Cookie CAD. I got some Cookie CAD filament, and it's like a nice rainbow color, and I don't know where I put it. I gotta find it. I don't think I brought it to the garage. It's somewhere. I just don't know where. Oh, did I put it on the shelf? I might have put it on the shelf. Did I put it on the shelf? No, it's not on the shelf. Over here? No. That's that graphene stuff. I got graphene filament. The company gave me graphene filament. I don't know if I trust it. Oh, there's the Cookie CAD stuff. Yeah. Cookie CAD Silk PLA Dual Unicorn. So, we're gonna print ourselves a giant muscular mushroom man out of this. Why? Because why not? Once it's done calibrating everything, of course. So let's see, allow access, network plug installed, we'll prepare, okay. So we've got to add a printer. Joel Driver, thank you for becoming a member. Cheers. Okay, so let's see. We want to add ourselves a Bamboo Lab P1P. Oh, it only goes up to 0.8. Okay, well, we'll take the 0.8 and we'll make it 1. 1.0. 2. So it likes the 1.2. Ooh, it's doing its pressure advance. Okay, extruder. So this has a 1.0 millimeter nozzle. Layer height max is going to be 0.8 mil. 0.08 mil. 0.8 mil. Okay. Retraction should be all the same. Okay. Nothing here should be, there we go. Okay, so we're going to save that. Okay. Okay, so layer height, we're going to print this at a 0.75 layer height. Yeah. Yeah. That'll be fun. I might have to put a longer PTFE tube in here. Or that might work. We'll see. I gotta wait for it to finish so I can touch it. Finished build of 2 printers now, Mark III and Mark IV. Any advice what to go next? Depends what you need, DJ Rexa. Do you need a bigger printer? Do you need a smaller printer? Do you just want another spare? Do you just like building printers? If you enjoy building printers, you can't go wrong with a Voron. I'll pimp that. LDO makes good kits. If you want like a functional machine, like do you care more about the building the printer, or you just want a printer? Like it depends what you're looking for. That's too much of an open-ended question for me to just give you a direct answer. Is there a 3D printer enclosure manufacturer that you recommend? IKEA. IKEA, the Walmart towel aisle, Hefty, they make good garbage bags. or Glad, sorry, go with Glad. Their garbage bags are better. Yeah, I guess printed solid if you gotta be professional about it. Oh, the fan turned off. I'm like, it just got really quiet in here. Did I ever build the seed RP2040 input shaper module? No, because I got somewhere in here. Somebody sent me one. The one that screws into your nozzle. Yeah, because somebody sent me this. So I haven't built it because I've got this, which has an RP2040 and the accelerometer built into it, and you just screw it into your nozzle with a Revo, and you call it a day. So, yeah. So I got that. Auto calibrating, finish. Okay. So we need to move. This is, okay. I need to change my Revo nozzle. I need to drop my bed a bunch so I can move this. This is why I don't like not having commands. Oh, you want to drop it? Cool, you can drop it in exactly as many increments as we tell you at a time. Okay, now I gotta move X, Y. Okay. I want to go this way. So annoying, so stupid. Okay, is that hot? No cardboard box? Well, it depends. Like, if you still have the cardboard box your printer came in, you can use that. We've shown with this that you can enclose this printer with the cardboard box it came in. Okay, out with the 0.4, in with the 1. What's that ADXL board? I don't know what it's actually called. Somebody gave me it. Okay, so I gotta take this out. So I got this little dummy one that I don't use because I was feeding this one. This actually, I really like the setup I had for this machine. This machine, I actually had it feeding from a rep box. So I had the filament just come straight down from a rep box into the hot end, and it actually worked really good. So I'm having to convert it back to just Bowden because we're just feeding it with Bowden now, which this might not be long enough. Shoot, I might need a longer Bowden tube for this. Yeah, I think I need, did I shorten? Just turn it off. Yeah, I need a longer Bowden, shit. I need a longer Bowden. I mean, technically I don't need a Bowden at all. It's reverse Bowden, but I should have a Bowden. Bowden. Do I have Bowden tube out here? I should have Bowden tube. I need to buy like 20 meters of it and just stash it somewhere, because I'm always running low. That'll do, I think. Sure. You go there, and you go there. That works. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Okay, turn it back on. Mr. Rodog, 50, cheers, appreciate it. Just wanted to thank you for all the videos and tips. It's the reason why I now have 3 Vorns. My print quality has gone up significantly. Awesome, possum. It's great to hear. That is great to hear. Okay, so let's feed this through. Oh man, did I ever tell you I hate the interface on this machine? Okay, so I need to suck in the filament just one bit. There we go, let's bit the filament, okay. Okay, so now we need to print ourselves something. So let's load up the best 3D model site on the internet. You know, there's a lot of competition right now. But let me find our friend here. There we go. So we're gonna download this file. Oh no, that's not the right one. That's not the right one. Where is he? Oh, there you go. There you go. There's the right one. Okay, let me. Wayne gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers, Wayne. No, that's not it. That's the remix. I want the original. I want the original. Where's the original? No, where's the original? I don't want the remix. Ah, shoot, I'm gonna have to look for it. I can't. Okay, the search terms I'm using to find our muscular mushroom man, it has some search things that we need to verify. There's some adjacent things that I can't show on screen. Is it? I can't find the one we used originally. Like, I could just use the standard one. Like, to be fair, I could just use the standard one. We're probably gonna end up using the standard one. I found a modified version of it, but I don't want the modified version. I want the original. Okay, well. Okay. Off to Thingiverse, which has been recently updated. Okay. Oh, where is he? Where'd he go? Downloaded him. Where'd he go? Download. There we go. Okay, so we have our mushroom man, our YouTube buddy, as it were. So how big can we make him? How big can we scale him up? We're gonna scale him up 400%. Is he within the volume? Yeah, he's within the volume. So that's a 200 millimeter tall mushroom man. He's a mushroom man. Fun little mushroom man. Look how happy he is, right? Happy. See, this is just a happy mushroom man. So we're gonna take a look at our strength settings here. So what do we got here? We got top shell thickness 8 mil. So 2 walls. We'll do 2 walls, 3 top, 3 bottom. 15% infill. We're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna go with gyroid infill. Just get those swirlies going. Okay. So let's slice that plate. And just, you know, make sure it's okay. 15% infill might be too much. We don't need 15%. Let's just drop it to like 5. So let's just, you know, if my freaking mouse would work. Yeah, 5% infill, 5%. Ooh, look at that overhang. That overhang is going to be a test. We're really testing this out. Okay, so there we go. So I don't think we need a brim. I think we have enough enough surface contact. It do be caked up. So I don't believe we need a brim. how do I turn brim off? Where's brim? Other. Is it under other? Bit adhesion, auto. No brim. I do believe there's enough cake here to keep us attached to the bed. Yeah, so we should be good. Yeah, we should be good there. Okay. So print plate on the P1P in PLA. This is going to take us 4.5 hours. So I should probably clean this bed with something. Oh yeah, the seams. Shoot, good point, good point. Cancel. How do I abort? Abort! Preview. Okay, where would seams be? Seam. Where would seams be in this? Quality. Seam position, back. There we go. We don't want an unsightly seam affecting it. And also, this is this the actual bed that came with the printer. 400 grams of filament. Yeah, he's very dense. He's a very solid mushroom man. But there's, you know, some people want that with the mushroom man. Print plate. Send to machine. Sending it through the cloud. Oh yeah, I'm online. We're on the internet. Oh shit. They could find us. I don't know how they found me, but they found me. I have no idea what the speeds and feeds are on this. I don't know what the capabilities of this are. We'll find out. I have no idea if it'll keep up with the flow rate. I'm assuming it's flow capped. We slice this with bamboo PLA, basic. I know silk. You know what? We're gonna reslice this with silk. We're gonna reslice this with silk, which is gonna take a little bit longer. It's gonna take 10 hours now. So we're probably gonna have to play around with. I'm gonna let it go with this, but silk filament, you usually don't want to print it too fast because fun fish fact, you don't want to print silk fast because it looks like shit. You want silk to look shiny. So bamboo default PLA is a little gamey, and by gamey I mean it fudges the numbers to get. It uses it's not standard PLA. It's a formula of PLA that's designed to print fast. So yeah. So what's generic PLA give us? Generic PLA gives us a print time of 7.5 hours. So we'll see. We're gonna let it go with this and see how the flow handles. If we need to slow it down, we'll just slow it down. But we'll see. Also, the fact we're just YOLOing it with a 1 mil nozzle in a bamboo with a, it is a high flow hotend though. It is a Revo high flow, so we should be okay. What is it doing? It's tight, nozzle's tight. It's heating the bed up. Forgot these things take forever to heat the bed up. Okay. That's that. There we go. Also, I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. I got to figure out the Big Tree Tech's contact because they said they were sending me some stuff for Tallboy, namely a new controller board and a CAN bus toolhead. That hasn't showed up yet. So tomorrow night we need to figure out something to do. Backup plan is we play around with the Polymaker. We may put Clipper on it. We'll see. I kind of don't want to put Clipper on it yet, so we may just print and chill with it tomorrow night, and just kind of see how good of a print we can. Because I need to print a me on it first before we faff about with it. So we'll see. Okay, so what are you doing? Okay, you're heating up to 250. Which forearm tip is best? Viking. I don't know what Viking is. CNC. I've got the CNC one installed on a machine. It's not functional yet. We haven't gotten to that part of the build. I like it though. Like mechanically, it's fine. The stock one works. You could just, if you have the parts, you could just print the stock one and see if you like it. I personally like tap. I prefer tap on my borons to any other method. I like it the most. I've used tap, I've used clicky, I've used the inductive probes. I haven't used beacon yet. But personally, I'm a huge fan of nozzle probes because you're actually measuring your true print surface, not the metal below it, which is the downside of beacon and inductive. And I like tap because of simplicity over the clicky. So, what do you clean my bed with? ISO. Oh my God, that is a huge blob of filament. It's like a booger. That's not the right button. Where'd that poop out to? Oh. It's toothpaste. Oh, this is gonna be cool. I wonder if I could take the bed out of this and put it in the X1. Probably not. No, in bamboo, it's proprietary bullshit. Because I'm having issues with the X1 and the bed cable again. Not high enough, but. I don't know what that little move is that it does at the back there. He sent me the Victory Tech on scrubbing the nozzle on the slot. Why would it scrub the nozzle there though? Like it's got an actual nozzle wiper. I don't know why it does that. It just seems like a waste. Okay, so I need to raise this up a bit more. Also, this table isn't secure, so it may, we may rock the boat, baby. Mini Delta? We may play around with the Mini Delta. The Mini Delta needs parts, and I'm talking to somebody else who likes Deltas, so we might have a replacement for the Mini Delta. This neon yellow? I think is it green? It's this stuff. It's Jesse PLA 2.85 millimeter. I think it's neon green or neon. Is it yellow or green? I don't know. My eyes suck. Good God, the startup time on this machine. The downside of not using a perfectly flat bed and having to bed mesh it is you have to bed mesh it every time. And then it does this little shake every now and then, which I don't know what this little shake is. It probes a bunch of points and then it does a woo again. Is it like more input shaping? Like I don't know. I don't know. It's just this before every print. This is why these machines actually, in my opinion, suck for doing quick prints on. For big, yeah, this. I don't know why it does that. For big prints, these machines are fast, but for small prints, these machines are horrible. Because something like a V0 will serve you much better because of how quickly they can boot up, heat up, and go. Does it only probe in the probe area? No, it probes the whole bed. It'd be nice if this had some sort of camp-like feature. You can turn off the bed level. Yeah, but considering there's really... Well, you can manually level the bed. Okay, are you gonna do purge? Good God, that layer height. I could drive a bus through that layer height. Also, I don't know what it's doing right now. What's it doing right now? Oh, it's heating the nozzle up. Oh, God. Look how thick that is. It's toothpaste. We're under extruding a little bit in the corners though. What layer height? This is a 1mm nozzle printing at 0.75mm layer height, I believe. Yeah, 0.75mm layer height with a 1mm nozzle. I'm in the middle of building a stealth burner. A pancake NEMA 17 came with the kit, but not the required pancake motor. What do I do? Where'd you get the kit from? Contact the manufacturer and be like, yo dog, give me the right motor. I think we're under extruding. I think we're getting a little wavy there. Let me. Yeah, if you get the if you bought a kit and it came with the wrong thing, well, LDO, are you sure it's the wrong motor? Oh man, it'd be great if I could live adjust my Z offset right now. Can you? Actually, I haven't even looked at these firmware. Can I? Z? I don't know. I've got no reference. I can push up and down. I don't know if that'll do anything though. Is it bad to restart? Oh no, we're gonna let it go. We're gonna let it go. It's just the first layer is gonna be a little, yeah. I'm sure there's enough, this boy's got enough cake on it to keep it attached to the bed. I'm, you know. Yeah, we should be okay. We should be okay. It should stick to the bed. There's a pancake square that came with it. I mean, that's a stealth burner, and that has a pancake on it. It depends which setup, like which version of the stealth burner are you building? Like, are you building, like, which extruder are you building? It is a stealth burner kit. Okay, the stealth burner is the hot end, not the extruder. The stealth burner is the hot end. Stealth burner doesn't have a motor. Stealth burner is this part, the part that holds the hot end and the front face. The extruder is a separate thing. So CW2, like, like, is it a CW2 or CW1? And to be honest, off the top of my head, I can't remember which uses which motor. Yeah, depending on when you bought your kit, because it also depends on when you bought the kit, because some of the kits came with Clockwork 1 components and some came with Clockwork 2. Check the LDO docs to see which one you got. If it's a revision A kit, then it probably came with what you need to build a Clockwork 1. So you're probably gonna have to build a Clockwork 1 if you want. Kinda wish I had Clockwork 2. Galileo 2 was really nice to put together. Yeah, Clockwork 1 is a square stepper, Clockwork 2 is round. So if you have a Rev A kit, which is like the first revision, it's probably Clockwork 1. So yeah, you need to build Clockwork 1. So hope you got another printer to print the parts. Or just buy the right NEMA 17. Just buy the right NEMA 17 and save that other one for something else. Get an LGX Lite. Yeah, get an LGX Lite. I've got this guy. What I need to do, because thank you, Jason. I've got this. I've got the Orbiter 3 here, which is an entire extruder hot end assembly. So it's got fans in it and everything. All it needs is a cooling duct. I need to figure out how to get this thing on a Prusa Mark III. I don't think there's an official mount for this yet, but I need to figure out how to get this guy. I need to figure out how to get this guy on a Prusa Mark III, because this is an extruder. I've got the hot end just goes in here and holds in. Then it's got a little fan, the heat sink, and it's all cool, and it's got a latch. But I need to figure out how to get this on a Prusa Mark III so we can clipperize the Prusa Mark III. So. The problem is I'm shit at CAD, and I don't know if there's an official mount for it yet, so that's the problem. Now I get to design something. Nope, I'll let somebody else design it and I'll just use what they design. So I cannot CAD. Actually, what I need to see is, do I have one? I gotta look. Shoot. Yeah, dang it. I need to get an MGN 12 rail, a 300 millimeter long MGN 12 rail. Yeah, I've only got MGN 9s. Shit. What the heck is this? Why do I have a 1.6 terabyte hard drive here? SSD. Why the heck do I have that? I don't know. Got so much random shit in that closet I gotta go through one of these days. That bed is more of a bowl. Probably. Like, these beds are not precision. Like, have you seen the underside of these beds? They're... My brother in Christ. This is like... Look at that. That's a PCB bed. This is as flat as a PCB bed. There is absolutely nothing precision to a bamboo bed. Just a PCB bed. Yeah. Am I coming to Forum next? I am not. As much as I would have loved to go to Forum next, I probably could have found a sponsor. I didn't really look too much because the problem is Forum next is during the week. My wife pretty much has to use her vacation time so I can go to these events because I'm the guy who, I'm home all the time, so I'm the babysitter for the little guy when he's in school and whatnot, or when she's working. So she needs to use her vacation time so I can go to these events, and she's burned it all up. So we were able to squeak enough out to get Smurf. So I'll be going to Smurf, and that's it for the rest of this year. What do you say about the Bamboo A1M? It just, well, A1 Mini. Yeah, I'm not super impressed with it. I guess if you need a multicolor printer that only does PLA and PTG that cheap, it's, what is it, $459? But here's the thing, at $299 of the standalone unit, you can get, in my opinion, better printers for $299. You can get, well, okay, better better subjective. You can get more capable printers for $299, okay, than an A1 Mini. If you're getting it with the multicolor. That's really the only scenario, in my opinion, where that machine is justified, is if you need a multicolor printer cheap. Because your next alternative is basically what, a P1P or P1S with AMS, which is what? That's gonna run you, I don't even know, Bamboo Lab. How much are these fucking machines anyways? Let's see here. No, 3 printers. Okay, let's see here. Buy. Let me go to the store. Okay. Put the prices in American. There we go. Okay, so this is $459 US. A P1P. Where's the P1S? Where's the piss? There's the piss. Do they still have these in stock? Apparently, they still have them in stock. Yeah, they're still in stock. I mean, let's be honest. This machine is this machine without the panels on it, so I guess they'll always have them in stock. So this P1S with AMS is $949. So $500 more. That's the price delta there. And you cannot use this AMS unit on the full-size one, they've said. Somebody asked them. So. I bought a Prusa Mark IV entry into the 3D place. I was wondering if unlocking the bootloader is worth it. Cooper, no. The Mark IV, you kind of, on the Prusa machines, you kind of want to run the stock firmware. This is a 1mm nozzle. Yeah, this is a 1mm nozzle. That's why it's going slow. You can only, you know, science and material sciences is a thing, and you can only melt filament so fast, especially when you're pushing this much through it. It's a 1mm nozzle printing at 0.75 layer height. So. And it's silk filament, which you don't want to print fast anyways. But yeah, a Mark IV you don't want to run. You can, like the Mark IIIs, like this Mark III, we're gonna put Clipper on it at some point. I've already got a Pi 02 in it and a webcam hooked up. We're gonna put Clipper on it at some point. We just haven't got around to it yet. That makes sense, but a brand new Mark IV, like the one I got over here, you kind of want to run the factory firmware, in my opinion, on it. You can change the hot ends around and do stuff like that, but really Prusas shine when they're running the stock firmware, unless you're really into like putting Clipper on things, which I am, but I still will keep my Mark IV stock. So, is the rabbit feeder working on? I don't know. You'd have to talk to them. I have no control or. Also, remember, if it's not public, I'm not gonna be the one to announce stuff in development from the Voron team. That unless it's like pre-cleared and whatnot, I'm not going to be able to just, you know, somebody asks me, oh hey, when's V24 coming out? I'm like, I can't say. If I could say, I would tell you. It would be its thing. I'm a YouTuber. I would have made a freaking video out of it so I could make money off of it. Let's be honest. Oh, I know, but I can't say. How's this coming along? Yeah. It looks like toothpaste. Good thing we did 3 layers of top and bottom for this. Style truck? No, don't. I make money off of YouTube. I do. I'm a YouTuber and I'm a Twitch streamer now. I have a green screen. I bought a green screen. We play video games on Twitch now. Go subscribe. Go follow me on Twitch, and go subscribe to the game channel. Links in on the YouTube page. You know the YouTube channel is just VODs. What filament? This is Cookie CAD Silk PLA Dual Unicorn. Where are the cat ear headphones? I need to get those. I need I got the hedamames, and they have the little like things. For, do I have my extra there? Oh no, I brought it upstairs. They have the little clips for holding them on. I need cat ear versions of that. Man, this is slow. Can I cut the pancake? Don't cut the pancake. Don't cut the stepper. Okay, I know you're excited to build your Voron. I am too. It's always fun. But if you don't have the right motor, either buy the right motor or print the things for the motor you have. Don't be butchering a stepper. Spool spin. Oh yeah, that spool is going. That spool is going. I do need some cat ears. I do need some cat ears. Like, oh, I'll start streaming games on my off days when I don't have anything to do. And the little guys at school just, you know, play games for a couple hours on Twitch. I've got the equipment for it. I don't need to invest anything in it. So I bought an Elgato face cam, an Elgato collapsible green screen for the wall. I bought 2 extra key lights, like cheap key lights. I buy the $15 key lights. I ain't got no budget for Elgato key lights. Yeah. It's a vicious cycle. I hate the fact that I critique my own gear, my own equipment so much. I should be like, I'm fine with what I got. No, get better stuff, always. Like I'm looking at getting a new tripod for Smurf, because while I really like that monopod that you guys see me with at events, it works really good. The problem is it doesn't fit in my luggage. So flying with it kind of sucks. I have to like strap it to my backpack, which is really annoying to do. It doesn't collapse down small enough to fit in my carry-on. So I kind of want to buy a smaller, like regular tripod or something. Hopefully most of it was a Pulo, cheers. But, you know, the downside, like, here's the thing, like, don't get me wrong, it's really nice when people donate to buy something, but I still have a mortgage. So it's like, you know, if I broke even with everything, you know, I do need to eat. So that's the problem with, like, that kind of thing. Every now and then it's okay, don't get me wrong, and I appreciate it, but it's like, you know, everything coming in can't just go right out right away. Oh, I know, are you kidding? I know. And it should be delivered today. For all I know, it's here right now. I was waiting on Amazon to deliver it. That is thick. It's actually really smooth, too. Can I print the Marshmallow Man from Halloween? Maybe? Why is Bamboo going fast? This is the fastest. You know what? This is how fast this machine is. This is the default profile. Now, granted, it's the default profile for a 1mm nozzle. I did not get the Big Tree Tech stuff yet. Did I buy the Sony? No, I didn't buy Sony. I don't know what the Sony. The problem is, Amazon Canada Prime sales kind of suck. So apparently AirPod Pro 2s were on sale, but they like sold out right away. So I'm just gonna wait till something goes on sale on like Costco or something and grab them. Do I like? I can has cheeseburgers. Mortgage, food, butcher. We have child labor laws here in Canada. I don't think a 5-year-old can really do much for gainful employment. I should probably find it funny. Remember, this is just a happy mushroom man. This is nothing. If you think this is anything other than a happy mushroom man, something is wrong with you. What, doggo? What? There we go. Hey, what? You want? Do it, good boy. And 1 second. I'll be back in a second. I am back. Okay. That's still going, that's still going. I think that was the last layer, or is this layer 3? This might be layer 3. That is a lot of plastic. I should have did 2 bottom layers. 3 is way too much. So, where's music? There's music. No, I think it's 3 layers. Let me check. 3 top, 3 bottom. Yeah, 3 top, 3 bottom, 2 walls. So this will be the last bottom layer. You just blew up your SKR Mini E3 V3? Oof. That sucks. Is the like button working? I don't know. Everyone check. Let me know if the like button's working. It should be, but I don't know. It's been a while since I've looked. The number goes down, we'll press it again. That is a huge freaking nozzle. Look how thick this is. Oh, there we go. See, this is good to see. Look. You guys can't hate on Grant anymore. For the bambooites out there, you can't hate on Grant anymore. Look, he made the ugly face out of Prusa. Joe is not going to cash his check. He's not going to get his check this month. The color, I'm loving this color. It's toothpaste. It's toothpaste. Anything special planned for tonight? Well, tonight, I'm gonna make a pizza after the stream ends. But other than that, some family stuff. On the stream today, though, we've got a Revo in here. We're playing around with a BQ Panda hotend, which is basically a hotend for a drop-in hotend for your bamboo machine that allows you to use Revo nozzles. So we got a Revo high flow 1.0 millimeter nozzle in here, and we're printing a mushroom man with some dual color silk filament. So yeah. And we are capping out the flow rate, which is why it's going this slow. And note to self, you don't need 3 bottom layers on this. What layer height? Yes. We are printing it at thick. The fact that we're this thick and we've got Focus. Will it focus on it? 3 layers. Finger for scale. Yeah. Finger for scale. That's 3 layers. It's thick with 3 C's. Hopefully I muted that in time. Damn, boy, he's thick, as the meme would go. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to switch it. So this is my A6300. This camera is going to go into the garage, I think. And then I'm going to bring the A5100 down here because I don't think, as much as these crisp 4K punch-ins are downstairs here, I'm thinking the garage could use the 4K camera more. So I'm probably going to switch those two around. What does a slicer show for flow? I have no clue. It's Bamboo Studio, so I can't see shit. Because, you know, proper data readouts, what is that? You could turn the light on and off. Wow. Thank you, Bamboo. I can turn the light off. It doesn't give me flow rate. Unless I'm missing something. Is there a way to see flow rate on here? Is there a way to see anything on here other than print time? And the very shitty 1 FPS webcam? Yeah. You know, this, you know, proper slicer, proper data, proper, you know, feedback from your machine. What is that? Does this tell me anything? No. No. I don't know. Abacus. Can always do math. It doesn't even tell you speed. I'm going at 100%. No, I slice this with the Bamboo filament profile. So Bamboo PLA. So I think that's like 22 millimeters cubed a second. Max flow rate. Oh, slice. Yeah, the slice preview will tell me the flow rate. That's true. Flow rate. 11. 11 millimeters cubed. Oh wait, no, this is at generic PLA. We sliced it with Bamboo PLA. So 22 millimeters cubed a second. And it's going to slow down for the over. So 22 millimeters cubed a second is what it'll flow at. What layer height? 0.75 millimeter. We have wasted so much filament on the bottom here. I will say it smells good. .4, no, 0.75, not 0.4. It's 0.75 millimeter. What is Bamboo Slicer derived from? Prusa Slicer, which derives from Slick 3R. And Orca Slicer is based on Bamboo Studio. So you get really fun stuff. So let me pull it up here. Let me pull it up here because it's absolutely hilarious. Let me pull up the license. Let me pull it up here. Okay. Orca Slicer is licensed under new Afiro version 3. Orca Slicer is based on Bamboo Studio by Bamboo Lab. Bamboo Studio is licensed under new blah blah. Bamboo Studio is based on Prusa Slicer by Prusa Research. Prusa Slicer is licensed under new whatever blah blah blah. Prusa Slicer is owned by Prusa Research. Prusa Slicer is originally based on Slick 3R by Alejandro. Slick 3R is based on the Slick 3R was created by the help of many contributors. Yeah. So it's funny now because the newest version of Bamboo Studio uses a bunch of stuff from Orca Slicer. So now Bamboo Studio is based on Orca Slicer, which is based on Bamboo Studio, which is based on Prusa Slicer, which is based on Slick 3R, which is based on all the way down. It's elephants all the way down. I mean, at the end of the day, you get a better slicer, so that's always good. Like, you know, imagine if, like, you know, some company were to do something like, oh, we're just going to patent organic supports. Because you know some companies would. Yeah, Cura, yeah, and then you got Cura out on their own. Well, Cura's kind of different, because Cura has a company behind it. Like, yes, Cura is open source, but, well, technically so does Prusa Slicer. Like, Prusa pays a dev team. You know, Prusa, the company, pays a dev team to work on Prusa Slicer. So, and Cura, you know, Ultimaker pays a dev team to work on Cura for Ultimaker. Yes, it's open source, but there's still paid employees working on it. Okay, so now we're going into infill and walls. So this is an inner wall. And this is the outer wall. These are going to be a little bit slow because they are technically overhangs, I think. We are getting flow capped so hard. Yeah, we are getting flow capped. Look at that infill. Look how pretty that is. It's bubble cut. It's funny how fast the travels are and how slow the extrusion is. Like, it's just, like, I'm watching it, it is laying it down. Like, it's almost like watching this, it's like watching a hot end just take the filament and just kind of go like, yeah, and just lay it down. Looks like a professional decorator ice on a cake. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I did spend some time last night on YouTube doing a little bit of, we'll call it research in anticipation of a certain printer I should be getting in the next month or so. Yeah. Tell us about the Revo hot end for the bamboo. Well, my good sir, or sirette, this is it's a Revo. It's a different heat sink, so it's compatible for the bamboo tool head, but it's a Revo that plugs into your bamboo. So now you can, you know, if you have a jam, you can just unscrew the nozzle and not have to take the tool head out or the hot end out. Or if you want to switch nozzles, again, you just unscrew the nozzle to a different size. But yes, it's a 1 mil nozzle. 1 mil Revo high flow. And we're capped at 22 millimeters cubed a second, which this is silk PLA. You really don't want to be printing this fast anyways, especially at this thickness. Also, this is a pre-production one, so we had to do some modifications to get it working. This is an engineering sample of their hot end. So we had to solder some wires ourselves and whatnot, and this is only the 40 watt. I believe the production ones are 60 watt heaters. So. A certain boron expired chocolate printer? Yes, I'm trying to figure out how to do low temperature caramel. It's a panda, because pandas eat bamboos. Imagine using this nozzle on a cocoa press. I think the cocoa press nozzle is a 1 mil nozzle. All I know is my wife is very happy for that printer to show up. And so am I. I really want to play with that thing. I got to figure out colors. That's what I need to figure out. I need to figure out what colors to print this in. Because I got the STLs for it, right? I'm in the first batch of pre-orders, hopefully, I think. I threw my money at Ellie as soon as I could. So she's got my money, so hopefully we get it soon. But yeah, I need to figure out what color. Oh, wow. Can you see this? Look how much it's overshooting the curve. Okay, let's see. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It is way overshooting this curve, and it's like stretching the filament onto the curve. Because silk filament is stretchy, right? Silk filament, for those that don't know, to make silk filament, you take normal filament and you add the stuff to it that makes TPU stretchy. Not a lot of it, but you add some of it. That's how you make silk. So silk filament has some of the properties of a TPU. That's why when you purge it, you get like this like really thick blob. It blobs up instead of running stringy like normal filament does. It's because of the additives that make it silk, which also means you can't print it fast because it's gummy. It's a gummy filament. Like for those that know machining, it's like machining copper. It's just gummy. Have I made a board on 1.8? I have not. I do. Toasty. Toasty's a 1.8. See, Bruce, have a big update. All XLRs will be shipped by June 24. Apparently 21 will arrange this week, 22 by April 24th, and 2023 by June 24th. You'll have 2 weeks to pay. Cool. It's good to see they're finally getting caught up. It annoys me to no end the amount of people that like think Prusa is doing the delays on purpose. It's like, my brother in Christ, they want to sell these printers. Do you think they want the PR issue of not being able to ship printers? Like, they're doing everything they can. Think about it. Like, circumstances are out of their control for certain parts. It is what it is. They're making them as fast as they can, believe me. Is the V-Minion capable of ABS? If you enclose it, yeah. Okay, is X capable of ABS? Okay, you ready? You ready? Yeah. This is capable of printing ABS just fine, except the fact that I stole the SD card out of it, so it can't actually run. This can print ABS just fine with a cardboard box over it. And yes, that is an inductive probe glued to the tool head. It prints ABS just fine. Pretty much any printer with an all-metal hot end, if you enclose it, can print ABS. So considering the V-Minion is a DIY machine, make sure you put an all-metal hot end in it, put it in a cardboard box, it'll print ABS. I'm sure Prusa is smashing their own production records. I can't comment on that, but let's just say if I own stock in Prusa, 1, I'd be busted for insider trading, and 2, I would not be selling. Prusa is doing just fine. This gyroid infill is having is struggle busing, trying to actually make the shapes. There's no bruh. All metal hot ends have the disadvantage of the fact that they actually have to be built well. The reason you see a lot of shitty entry-level printers use PTFE lined hot ends is because of the heat break. I've got a heat break right here. Let me dig it out. Okay. See this? That's a heat break. This is a Hemera heat break. This has to be super smooth on the inside so that your filament doesn't stick to it and cause jams. The problem is machining this really smooth and really like good costs a lot of money, and you need good machines. So what you do when you're Creality and you want to be as cheap as possible, or any other company that sells cheap printers, you don't bother with the precision machining aspect, and you just shove a PTFE tube in there because that's good enough. So you use PTFE tube down to the hot end, and then you don't have to worry about having that super shiny honed surface. You can skip it. The downside is it's a PTFE tube, which can't take high temps. So until it degrades, it actually works really good, and you don't have a gap. As long as you don't have a gap and you're not printing at temperatures where it degrades, it actually works really good until it doesn't. So it's kind of like, you know, it's like Matilda, right? You remember Matilda, her dad worked at the car shop there. It's like you put a little sawdust in the engine, it stops the engine from knocking for a couple 100 miles, and then it explodes. PTFE tubing, PTFE lined hot ends are kind of the same. They work really good until they don't, and they're cheap, and you don't require precision. So if you're building a massive amount of budget machines, it makes sense to just use shitty PTFE hot ends and just, you know, they just work instead of having to get, you know, a higher failure rate with all metal hot ends that are cheap. So that's why I use PTFE hot ends, because they're much easier to get a better result out of when you're being cheap and not using good quality components. We should all have peak lined hot ends. I've got, I mean, my Ultimaker is a peak heat break. Can you show the infill from the top? Sure. Let's see here. Zoom out. I will say this Canon Vixia is a champ. It's held on. It's died twice on me, and it's somehow self-resurrected both times. And it works really good for this because the zoom on it works really good because it's got, like, you know, I don't have to worry about lenses. And look at that. I don't know if that'll focus. I don't know if it'll focus with the lighting. But for like this kind of thing, it works great. Look at those layers. Look at those layers. And we don't have any warping, so that's good. I'm actually really digging this. The only downside is, where's the blue? Okay, so the back is blue. Okay, so there's the blue. Because it's blue and pink, right? So from the front, it's pink. And the back, it's going to be blue. Is this the old ceiling cam? Yeah, this was the ceiling cam. Or actually, no, okay. This used to be the main camera. So if you go back and watch some of my very first streams, I used a C920 for a while as my main camera, and that was bad. And then what I did was I upgraded to this because I started doing YouTube right when COVID started and webcam prices went through the roof. So it was actually cheaper for me to buy this and a Elgato Cam Link. It was cheaper to buy this and an Elgato Cam Link than it was to buy a single Logitech C920 with, like, COVID, you know, pandemic pricing. So then I ended up replacing this with an A5100, and this became the overhead cam. And then it burnt out because I left it on all the time. So it sat on a shelf for like 2 years, and all of a sudden it started working again. So now it's working again. So. What is this, a 1mm nozzle? Yes, it is. It is a 1mm nozzle. I just love, like, how fast these rapids are. After this testing Revo Diamondback, I do not have a Revo Diamondback. I did not get one. They are kind of pricey. Do they have the prices on the site? I won't comment on the price unless it's on the site. Yeah, I don't think they're on the site yet. They are, they're not cheap. Oh, they have them on their Champion X. Yeah, I don't think they're on their site. Yeah, they're not up for sale yet. They're not cheap, but they are. Tomorrow's video is out on E3D from thing. So like tomorrow's video is on it. But TLDR, the Obsidians. Okay, I don't know. There you go. I've got an Obsidian. Obsidian nozzles are for me and you. Okay, the Diamondback nozzle is more aimed at the prosumer commercial market and very niche users. If you printing carbon fiber at home, Obsidian is where you go, okay? The guy printing metal fill all day, every day with ceramic support material, that's what Diamondback's for. So. Backing, I know, I was at ERF. I didn't want to comment on the pricing unless it was public yet, because I don't know if that was final pricing. But yeah, remember, it's like Revo hot or high temp Revo, right? I've got a high temp Revo. That's a several $100 kit, right? If you think it's expensive, it's not for you. It is literally for the people that will actually utilize these in the way they're designed to be used. The cost is perfectly reasonable. Like it's an industrial product, right? It's an industrial commercial grade product. So I mean, look how much Slice's $1,000 hot end is. Jason, LDO, $20. Cheers. LDO t-shirt day. Happy weekend. Yeah, it's LDO t-shirt day. Because I feel sorry because your videos didn't turn out too good. I'm hoping I could save it in the edit because the audio is shit. Everyone say hi, Jason. Do these work? They do with the, yes, they do. You can get it. They make 2 different versions of it. Let me pull it up here. Okay, so this is the Panda, Panda Revo and conversion kit. I don't know what the difference is. I think the conversion kit is just the, I don't know what the conversion kit is. Yeah. But yeah, so they do exist. Conversion kit doesn't have the heater or thermistor. Okay, there you go. So I'm assuming that the conversion kit's for if you already have Revos. So. We got a little bit of an under extrude right here. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, whoever told me to put the seam at the back, that was a good idea. Have you ever tried CHT bimetal? I've tried CHT. I haven't tried the bimetal CHT, but I do have CHTs. Actually, I have no idea where they're at. I gotta find them. Same with my Diamondbacks. I was looking for those. Because I do have now the adapter for the Mark IV, so I can put a Diamondback nozzle in it, which is what I want to do. I just want to put a 0.4 Diamondback in it and call it a day and never have to worry about nozzles on it again. But yeah. Bamboo. Yeah, the bamboo, like, I know it's a meme at this point. I don't hate bamboos. They're good machines. I just don't like some of the business practices of the company. The actual machines, I got nothing wrong with these machines. They're amazing, especially the P1P and the P1S are amazing bang for your buck in terms of the machine you get. I've got nothing wrong against the physical machines themselves. I just don't like some of the business practices of the company. Except the inability to be service easy. Oh yeah, well that's a given. The fact that you have to replace your entire X gantry if you blow a bearing is kind of bullshit, but it is what it is. Perhaps this time running pressure vent. Yeah, so on this machine would benefit from the LiDAR for pressure advanced tuning, probably. This machine would definitely, something with the Revo would benefit from it. Okay, we're getting some weird, like, blobs, and I don't know what's causing them. Should be okay, but we got, like, a little defect right there. Is the filament running freely? Yeah, the filament's going freely. Oh God, I got my hand on the filament, it gets sucked in. Yeah, we're getting some weird, like, blobbage. Is the nozzle clean? It's a brand new nozzle. Yes, it's clean. The P1P and P1S come with textured. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the textured PI. I'm not a huge fan of smooth PI. I like texture or satin. That's kind of my go-to. Smooth is nice to have for certain occasions. I think more engineering grade materials are better with smooth, but I like my my textured. Well, the filament, it's a 400 gram model, and it's a full spool filament, so we should be okay. Although this has already put a big chunk in the spool. Yeah, there was like a little, you can see it's like whatever that is, it has something to do with like an overhang feature, I think. Like it's trying to make a bottom layer, I think. Like let me pull up the CAD. Yeah, it's this right here. You can see it right here. It's this. So it's trying to print on air, and that kind of blobbed it. Because it's trying to get ready for this. Yeah, see, like, this is not going to end up well. So see how it's going to be trying to print in air for a little bit here? So it's going to get a little funky. And then I think that should be it for it being funky until the very end. Yeah, we should be okay. Oh, the overlay? Oh, shoot, one second. Back down. So you can see it right here. So because the foot of the mushroom man here, it's going to try printing in air. So that's why it's kind of getting a little gunky right here. In that area and that area. It's because it's trying to print in air, and then it can't. So it's just like the filament just kind of flinging. So this area is going to be a little funky. I mean, it looks okay from the outside. As long as it looks good from the outside. How do you get a bamboo to print that slow? It's called automatic flow compensation. You tell it the max flow rate, and if what the speeds will exceed it, it'll slow down automatically. It's called something most modern slicers have built in. And technically it's printing fast. It's laying down a lot of plastic. It's just really thick plastic. Because, hey, you can only melt and re-solidify plastic so fast. This is printing at 22 millimeters cubed a second, which is actually higher flow than the stock hot end is pretty much capped out at that. I could increase the speed, but the fact that I think we are literally at the limit of this actually working right now as is, I don't really want to, you know, try and break it, because we are literally at where like the limit is, I think, with how much this filament can flow. I'm seeing some hints that it's about to under extrude in a few areas, and I think we're like right there. So I wouldn't really push it. Yeah, it's fast in volumetric flow rate. This is printing as fast in terms of flow rate as a bamboo normally does. It's just, you know, it's a 1 mil nozzle at 0.75 millimeter layer height. So instead of a little bit of filament coming out fast, it's a lot of filament coming out slow. Due to flow rate limitations, you don't gain any speed with a 1 mil nozzle. Change my mind. If we were printing this at the exact same, if we were printing this at a 0.4 millimeter nozzle with the same flow rate cap, we would not be this high up, I don't think. Because this is 0.75 millimeters. So for every layer that this does, you would have to do almost 4 layers at a 0.2 layer height. And then same for thickness. This is a 1 millimeter nozzle. This has 2 millimeter walls. With a 0.4 millimeter nozzle, that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4. You would have to do 5 walls to get the same wall thickness. So a thicker nozzle does have its use cases. The downside is you lose resolution. Your XY resolution is going to be much fatter, and your Z resolution, to take advantage of it, is also going to be much fatter. Now, you can print this at 0.2 layer height. There's nothing stopping you. In my opinion, a 0.6 nozzle at 0.2 layer height is a very nice sweet spot. But you lose resolution going with the fatter nozzle. That's the downside. Is it also stronger? It is. It is stronger. The thicker, the bigger the nozzle you use, the stronger your print will be. Because remember, you're printing in, it's like wood grain, okay? Prints are strongest along the layer. So if you print something that's, you know, if I print this ruler on a print bed and I print it like this, okay? It'll be strong like this. If I print it like this, it'll be weak like this, right? So it's always strongest along your XY layer. However, you still have where your layers touch each other, where the run of filament touches each other. It's stronger this way than it is this way, but it's still weak, okay? So if you have a single strand of filament, it's stronger than multiple strands of filament together. So by laying it down thick, you have a stronger print. It's like wood grain. Now, also, it depends on the material, too. Some filaments, like PETG, have really good layer adhesion, so they stick to each other really good. Other filaments, like silk PLA, for example, has pretty crappy layer adhesion. So you really don't want to, you know, use silk for something structural, for example. You know, something that just kind of shows off the ability of a machine, okay, whatever. But you really shouldn't be printing your boron parts in a silk filament. You also can't, yeah, you can't print silk fast because silk is shiny. If you print it too fast, it's not shiny. So what's the point of printing with silk if it's not shiny? That's kind of the point. Use an IDEX silk. Well, you would want a PLA core because ABS prints too hot. It would be dissimilar materials. You would want it to bond better. So you would want to use PLA on the inside, but you could use like cheap filament on the inside. Howdy from Texas. Yeehaw! But yeah, there's a good use case for. There's another use case for where something like an IDEX system would be superior to something like this, where if you have a really cool filament that you don't want to waste on infill, like a silk multicolor filament like this, use it on the outer layers or just the walls, and then use a cheap budget filament for the infill. Like that's, you know, an advantage you could do with an IDEX setup. You technically could do it with this, but you'd be wasting material and purge, which the whole point of, you know, using a disposable material for the, or cheap budget material for the infill would be to minimize wastage of the expensive filament. So yeah, so if you had like a really, you know, I'm still rationing, you can see it up on the shelf, I'm still rationing what I have left of Polyalchemy Elixir. Yes, I know Printed Solid now has an Elixir too, but I'm still rationing what I have left of the Polyalchemy stuff. So if I wanted to print a single color print and not waste that on infill, I could use like just white PLA as the infill. Purge to infill. Purge to infill is not a practical thing. Stop trying to make purge to infill a thing. Okay, it's not going to be a thing. Because where's Bender? Bender Bending Rodriguez is going to be a great example of this. Bender Bending Rodriguez here has this one layer right here. We have green filament, we have silver filament, we have gold filament, and we have purple filament. Okay? How the hell are you fitting the purge for each one of those? The purge weighed 5 times as much as this print, by the way. How the hell are you fitting the purge for all that in here, in this cross section? You're not. Now, granted, if you were printing an absolutely massive model or an entire plate of models, you might be able to. But the slicer would have to do a calculation for each layer going, hey, is there enough XY volume here where I can do enough purge to infill? And if not, is there enough models on the bed where I can do a purge to infill for the amount of purge I need? And if not, where am I going to purge now? So you're still wasting that material. Either you fill the frickin' block with it and this thing weighs 10 times that it needs to, but you're still wasting it. Purge inside the thing and purge outside the thing is still purge. It's still, instead of, you know, your model just being really heavy, you have a heavy block that you throw in the garbage. It's still waste. Once it leaves the hot end, it's waste at that point. Purge is purge. It's just whether it's inside the part or outside the part, it doesn't matter. It's still purge. It's still wasted material. So yeah, purge to infill is not a real thing. Stop trying to make it a real thing. That's why you want, that's where you want an IDEX or a multi-tool setup, because then you still have a prime tower. You still want to prime the nozzle, but it's a much smaller amount, and priming to infill could be more of a thing. Set the purge volume for silk to non-silk to 0. Yeah, so you could do that, or again, you would just use an IDEX setup or a tool changer setup. And just not worry about it at all. We're all spicy today. It's always spicy today. It's Friday. Did I buy the XL? I have a pre-order for it out. I don't think I'll be able to complete it though. Unfortunately, it is between the Mark IV, the Ultimaker, and the Cocoa Press. My budget for printers that I can financially afford within a year is pretty much gone. I'm hoping I'm in Joe's good graces and we might be able to swing a review one, but we'll see. Now that supply is in a little bit better shape, I'm hoping it would be great, but I'm not holding my breath. But unfortunately, the cost of an XL shipped to Canada with taxes, exchange, and duties and all that is just not feasible for me right now, unfortunately. I would not make enough off of the content from it to make it worthwhile. So, I mean, the Mark IV build series, I think we might have broke even if we're lucky, now that there's some ad revenue coming in from it. So, am I going to build a black box? No. I'm at the point, remember, I'm at the point with this channel, pretty much like if I build it on the channel, it has to be financially viable. And a lot of the time, certain kits just aren't. Gave me a shirt. It's true, I do have a Prusa employee shirt, so technically I should just be able to have one, right? I could just, you know, fly to the Czech Republic, walk into the building and grab one. Because I do have a Prusa employee shirt, so. Which I'm so disappointed our benevolent tinfoil aficionado hasn't made light of that yet. I'm missing out on some spicy memes. When do I get the Coca Press? Whenever Ellie ships it to me. I'm in one of the first pre-orders for it, I believe. That one I have no problem buying because that is supporting somebody who's, you know, put a lot of work into the thing, and that, like, when it's a company, I have no qualms about asking a company for products. It is what it is. But something like that, I actually like support the idea, and I want to buy it with my own money. I want to support that you know, the creator in that aspect. Like, I'm sure I probably could have asked Jason, because it is an LDO kit technically. I'm pretty sure I could have asked Jason for it, but Ellie deserves my money, so she got my money. Although, hey Jason, if you want to sponsor the build series itself, let me know. I'll wear your shirt for it. Does 60C chamber temp measured at toolhead sound reasonable on a Trident? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. As anything above, here's the thing, when you're printing ABS, the hotter the better. There's no set, it has to be this. Now, granted, if you're printing ABS at, like, you know, 20, you're probably not gonna have a great day, okay? As long as you have no, you know, no air movement, 20 is kind of cool, but you might be able to do it with a brim and a skirt and whatnot. The hotter the better. I've printed Voron parts in a 30-something degree chamber, and they've been fine. Pretty much if you can get a chamber temp above 30, 35, you're golden for ABS. As long as you don't have air movement, chamber temp above 30 to 35, you're golden. The advantage of the hotter chamber is with a hotter chamber, we're talking 45, 50-something plus. It lets you run a low part cooling fan that will give you better looking prints, cleaner overhangs and whatnot, and not sacrifice strength and risk warping as much. That's kind of the advantage of printing with a hotter chamber, is you can run a very mild part cooling fan and get better quality prints without having to deal with a loss of strength or warping. So I should have turned Z-Hop on. It is, you can feel it, it's dragging. It's dragging on that infill, which it really shouldn't be. It's not really sticking up that high. Just worried for a moment when it did hit 60, my V0 only goes. You gotta remember, the Trident has a much bigger heater in it too, right? Yes, the V0 is a smaller chamber, but also a much smaller heater. The Trident, the bed on a Trident, or the bed on any full-size Vorons pump out a ton of heat, which is kind of surprising that they have to put a heater in here to get 60C. But then you also remember, you ready? You ready? This is the problem with the bamboo, right? This is the problem with the E1. Okay, ready? So pretend I got a back plate on this, right? Where is it? What can I use? Where's my pen? Do I have a pen? Oh, this will work. Ready? Ready? Yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at that. See that sticking up? That's because there's a straight hole through the back of your machine. There's the poop chute. So you got the poop chute, and then you also have, see that big hole in the back? You can look through it with the right angle, and see daylight through it. So this machine, the Bamboo Lab Core XY machines are not exactly insulated. One, they got really thin like walls, even the panels are really thin. So they're very thin walled, no insulation, and the holes, there's all kinds of holes in the back, right? Your electronics are right here. You can put your hand in here and, you know, reach around the power supply and touch the electronics. They're just right there. So they're not a sealed unit. So they have to put a heater in there to dump heat into a system that constantly loses heat to get to 60. Versus, you know, a Voron where you can just kind of put a Nevermore in there and you get 60. Just as is, just off the bed. There's much more heat coming off a Voron bed than one of these beds. Yeah, that spool is going. Here, let's. Do I got tape in here? Do I have blue tape? I don't. Put a piece of blue tape. Okay, I've got one single piece of green tape on it, so you should see it when it comes around. What time are we at anyways? 4:30. Don't forget, we got the draw. We're gonna be doing the draw at 5 o'clock. So at 5 p.m., we're gonna be doing the draw for the giveaway for a spool of Polymaker filament. Yeah, Toasty gets hot. Like Toasty gets hot. Toasty gets above 60 easily, and that's just off the bed again. How many rip'ems is the spool doing? I don't know. So let's time it. You want to time the spool? We'll time the spool. Clock. Where's my clock? Clock at. Okay, let's get the clock going. Okay, timer. Stopwatch. There we go. Okay. So, we're going to start at the bottom. So obviously it does pause a little bit when it does the travel moves. So, okay, halfway. So currently it is actually running at exactly time. It is running at 1 RPM. It is running at 1 RPM. Now granted, as the spool empties, it'll go faster because it'll be a smaller OD, right? So it'll pull the same amount of filament, but with a smaller OD, it's like, you know, the figure skater pulling their arms and they spin faster. So at the current rate, it's spinning at 1 RPM. So 0 to 60 and yes. Somebody do the math. I'm not doing that. Somebody do the math of how the diameter of, okay, so you ready for math people? Math people, okay? The diameter of a spool of Cookie Cat is 20 centimeters. So at 20 centimeters of a diameter, figure out the radius. At 1 RPM, 1 revolution per minute, how fast is this spool spinning in miles per in kilometers an hour? So somebody with math, with a 20 centimeter diameter circle, so the radius is 10 centimeters, spinning at 1 revolution per minute, How many kilometers an hour is that spool going? Because I suck at math, so I'm not going to figure that out. ChatGPT. Let's see what ChatGPT. Oh wait, ChatGPT can't do math. RPM to speed. Okay, convert RPM to surface speed. Okay, so let's see here. Is there a calculator? Is there a calculator? No, give me a calculator. RPM calculator. Here we go. Okay, so engine RPM, 1 revolution per minute. No, okay, I want 1 wheel RPM. The tire is diameter. Diameter is right across, so 20. So at 1 RPM at a 20 centimeter diameter tire, we are going 0.30 or 0.0377 kilometers an hour. So in 1 hour, we'll go 37 meters. Steve, you're way off. 3.6 kilometers an hour, I think is way too fast. I could see 37 kilometers or 37 meters an hour makes a little bit more sense. Almost 38 meters an hour. Yeehaw, we be booking. We be booking. What is that in freedom units? 0.2343 healthcares to the military industrial complex. The Mars rover is faster. Probably. Because remember, Mars is smaller, so a kilometer on Mars is smaller. Right in the politics. I'm going to get an angry post. This is looking real good. There was a little bit of a scuffness here, which had to do with like trying to print in air for a feature. That actually really doesn't matter, but it's just the way it was sliced. But Americans will use. The funny thing is, the inch is based on metric. The what is it? An inch is exactly what? Is it 24? It's 2.4 centimeters is an inch, right? Isn't like the actual standard inch based on metric now? Like it's actually like an inch is metric. 25.4. That's what it is. 25.4. Yeah. So 25.4 millimeters is an inch. So an inch is a metric unit. It's just it's American. So it's like. What I don't get is cups. Whenever I gotta cook anything, it's like, oh, like how many tablespoons? It's like, what, 16 tablespoons in a cup and 3 cups in a quart and 2 quarts in a liter? Like, what the milliliters. Milliliters. She'll get 3 hectares on a single tank of kerosene. What country is this from? It does not exist anymore. Put it in H. Yeah, cups only used. Yeah, like the only time I know what a cup is when I have a measuring cup. So Prusa XL with multiple AMSs. Well, a Prusa XL is a 5 tool-headed system already. Now, you could be fancy and put like an MMU unit on one of those tool heads. To like, if you want to do multi-material and multi-color, but you could. You'd have to figure out the firmware though support for that. A thou is, so my metric to, so when I worked in the tool shop, it was 4 thou is a 0.1 millimeter. So that's how we did it, right? Like, yes, it's 25.4 millimeters in an inch, and we use thou. So it was just easier. Like when you're dealing at the scale of thou, 4 thou is 0.1 millimeter. And you use that to a little bit. And then once you get to a certain size, you actually do the proper conversion. But if you're just sitting there, it's like, shit, I need to take off 0.1 mil, 4 thou, close enough. Or I need to take off 0.5 mil, 20 thou, close enough. And this is like manual machining on clapped out bridge ports, so you're only getting so accurate anyways. That is a lot of filament. Look at that spool go. That is so much filament. That's just nuts. I'm gonna put a little tweet out. How do you spell height? There we go. There we go. Tweet added everyone in that tweet. Maybe Bamboo will talk to me again. You modified our printer. No, never. What is it? What is it? Mitch is talking about the marijuanas. What? What are you going on about, Mitch? Oh wait, I'm in Canada. That shit's fine. But a pretty extensive blacklist of that. Probably. Well, the funny thing with Bamboo, I can make a video on this. If I was a proper YouTuber, I'd make a video on this, but I'm not going to because I don't care. Bamboo's being really smart. Okay. There's a thing called soft power. Okay. You hear it a lot in like world relate like politics and whatnot, soft power. There's hard factors and there's soft factors, where a lot of things, okay? Prusa is king in terms of brand recognition. A certain person gets pissed every time Prusa puts his name on everything, but it's called brand recognition, right? There's a reason when you think soft drink, you think Coca-Cola, except for you Pepsi people. There's a reason when you think truck, you think Ford, right? You want your company's name to be synonymous with what you do, okay? Band-Aid brand Band-Aids can be a downside because you lose your name at that point, but you want your name to be synonymous. iPhone, you know, phone, iPhone, right? Laptop, Dell. Like, you want your company's name to be, when somebody thinks of X, they think of you, okay? So Prusa's kind of been riding high because when you think of 3D printing, Creality is common, but Prusa is also common. I would argue Prusa is probably a bit more common. Bamboo is being smart right now. Bamboo, if you've been perusing the content creator sphere, Bamboo really doesn't do a lot of creator stuff anymore, okay? They did their initial batch where they reached out to all the 3D printing YouTubers for their initial release of these machines. When the P1S came out, not as many got them, if you notice. And then the A1, some people got them in 3D printing, but not as many as got like X1s and P1Ps. Because they're not really, they've got the 3D printing market. Those involved in 3D printing already, like that are part of the hobby, already know about Bamboo. So what's the point of re-advertising it, right? So for them to send me another printer, if an A1 showed up, what would I do? I'd do an unbox and chill with it, and then it would just sit there and collect dust probably. So, if you watch other stuff, fucking PewDiePie has a Bamboo machine. If you watch his latest video. Now, I don't know if he bought it or he was given to it. He didn't say. But PewDiePie has a Bamboo machine. A bunch of FPV YouTubers have Bamboo machines now. James Ski, who does Twitch or VR chat videos and other random stuff now, has a Bamboo printer given to him. Bamboo is after that market domination. They want people that aren't part of 3D printing to go, Adam Savage, exactly, Adam Savage. Bamboo wants, when people think, I should get into 3D printing, the first thing that pops up, they want Bamboo. That's where Prusa's dropping the ball. Prusa doesn't really, as much as, you know, the meme goes, you know, pay Prusa shill. Prusa don't pay anyone. I'm a content creator in the sphere. Prusa doesn't reach out to people and give them free printers that often. It doesn't happen. Pretty much everyone had to buy their Mark IVs. I had to buy my Mark IV. Prusa doesn't give away this shit. They don't sponsor stuff that often. I think they do events and that's about it. So that's where Bamboo's kind of getting Prusa where they hurt, because Prusa's just kind of, yeah, we're here, you know about us, why do we need to advertise? You need to advertise because you need to keep your name out there. So that when all these other people start getting another machine, and somebody who, you know, the overlap between somebody who watches PewDiePie and somebody who's heavily into 3D printing isn't much. So when they see PewDiePie going, hey, look at this cool thing I made on my 3D printer, it's a Bamboo, maybe I should get a Bamboo. So that's where like Prusa's got to do some catch up. They got to start getting shit out there. So they got to, it's not so much saturate the market, they just need to keep the brand name out there. So they missed that round. They did. And you know, it is what it is. Now, like, that's the thing. Like, the Mark IV is a perfectly fine machine. I have it on my bench. That means I use it. It's a very good machine. But, you know, when you're looking at, you know, who has printers and what, oh, you know, you watch Adam Savage, he's got a whole bunch of these right now. That's the cool printer right now. So it's all about marketing and brand recognition, right? There's a reason Coca-Cola still pays for TV ads. Everyone knows about Coca-Cola, but they got to keep their name out there so that when people think of pop or soda or Coke or whatever the hell you call it in the States and certain places, they want to be the first one that your brain pings to. So. 1 millimeter nozzle. It's a 1 mil nozzle. Prusa seems like it can't. Well, here's the thing. Like Prusa, they've got the brain recognition for Prusa comes from the fact they've been around since forever. They're one of the OGs in 3D printing. They've got massive amounts of people that use them in schooling, education, businesses use them. Like they're known for their, you know, what they do. But the thing is, people coming into 3D printing now, right? Like right now is the best time to get into 3D printing because there's so many good machines and there's competition and there's actually new shit. Getting into 3D printing 3-4 years ago, wow. We've got this V-wheel bed flinger. And if you don't like this one, we have this V-wheel bed flinger. And if you don't like this one, we have this V-wheel bed flinger. But this one's bigger. Or you can build a Voron. Now there's actually, you know, competition. Hey, when people term they use a mil in the US, I know 1 mil is a thou. Mil, M-I-L is mil, like French for thousands. So 1 mil in the US. So 6 mil poly, like when people talk about like vapor barrier, 6 mil poly is 6 thousandths of an inch, not 6 millimeter. For commercial printers 3 years ago, that's kind of what it was like. If you were getting into, hey, I want a budget 3D printer and I don't want to build one, you were looking at a V-wheel bed flinger from one of the various companies that built the same thing as everyone else, for the most part. Adam has an OmniFixo. Yep. 6 mil poly sounds like a tinning website. When I started, you could choose which wood stain to use. Hey, I got the Ultimaker over there still. Back in my day, remember when we used to go to the Home Depot and get some threaded rod? I am so glad I got into 3D printing after that phase. The rise of extruded aluminum. The Play-Doh barber set. I think my kid has one of those. He's got one of the Play-Doh things where you force it through a die. I do feel like Creality is a go-to name in 3D printing. At the home level, I would say yes. But I don't think they have anywhere near the kind of brand recognition once you start talking beyond like your at-home 3D printer person. Like obviously businesses use them, but I think like if you take, because remember, as much as we like to think we're cool, us at home printing in our basements is not the market. That exists and it is a large market. But we're just a portion of the market, and we are not like the baseline. Like, you know, for us, 100 people buying a printer is a huge thing. That's one company going, hey, we need 100 printers for the farm for that one department. It is what it is. Like, well, I was trying to remember, Printed Solid, they posted a picture on their Twitter of like how many pallets that were being loaded up of Mark IIIs that were just going to one school or something like that. Like, what is it, MakerBot, or is it MakerBot? I think MakerBot, was it, or not MakerBot, Matter Hackers. They have like 30-something X1s in their print farm right now, I believe, if I remember correctly. You're just using the Chinese closed bamboo hotend with replaceable nozzle here. Oh, this is a BQ Panda. This is a Revo. This is an official Revo nozzle. This is a Revo high flow nozzle with a Revo heater and thermistor. This is a Revo. It's a partner with BQ, BIQU, the Panda hotend. So it's a drop-in hotend. I would take the front off, but the print would pause. We need 100 printers. We need them yesterday, and we need to run 24/7. Yep, that's where you get a Prusa. Because here's the thing. Go watch any of the videos, Galactic Armory. I can't remember the other guy. There's a few people that run like print farms that have YouTube channels. And they always talk, yeah, we have, 2 or 3 printers down for maintenance at all times. Cool. If one of these goes down, like if you're looking for one printer, these machines are great. If you're trying to outfit a farm of these, they're great until stuff starts going. Because again, go on Bamboo's wiki site and look up the procedure to replace the XY gantry, okay? So on this machine, if this bearing goes, if this bearing goes, if this bearing goes on either side, or if the bearing in the tool head goes, okay? It's a sintered bearing, so it doesn't have ball bearings in it. It's more of a sleeve running on carbon fiber, which I don't like carbon fiber because it's consumable. It will eventually wear. If any of that goes, you have to replace this whole assembly, which means you have to pretty much take off all the panels if it's an X1, remove a whole bunch of stuff to unbelt it all, so you could take the rods out, so you could take the XY gantry out, and then you have to take the tool head off the XY gantry, or off the X gantry, because again, those bushings are attached because the rods are epoxied into the XY joints. So you pretty much, it's like a whole day project to replace your $80 gantry to replace one 50-cent bearing, if it goes. So you better not hope you blow a bearing on the XY joints on these machines. So imagine you have 30 of these machines and this happens every couple of weeks, right? There goes your production for the day because you have to physically rebuild the machine and it's $80. 100 people buying one printer is higher recognition than one person buying 100 printers. CMYK, or CMY Keith, $20 is $20. Company don't care how it makes it. In fact, for them, it's less shipping to hassle with. They'd rather ship 100 machines to one person. At the end of the day, a sale's a sale. I sold 100 machines, I sold 100 machines. Do you think Bamboo will have large linear rods instead? Okay, so the problem with this is unsupported and carbon fiber. Okay, carbon fiber really stiff, really light, but it's unsupported. So as you make a bigger machine, this tool head's kind of heavy. It's not the heaviest tool head in the world, but it's still, it's got a stepper motor in there. It's got stuff. So as this span gets bigger, you're gonna have more deflection in this rod, which unfortunately for Bamboo, they rely off a nozzle probe. They rely off the bed sensors because the sensors are in the bed. They rely on the bed pushing into the nozzle and detecting that force to trigger, Z0. That's how their nozzle probing works. So if you have a bigger gantry, that means you got more flex in it. So that means over here, where you're close to the XY joint, and over here in the middle, once you have a much bigger span, the amount of force, like it'll deflect more when you push on it with the bed. So you're gonna have to tune that out, hopefully. There's a reason the stock boron is the size it is. It's all based around a 250, because that's the frame of the original V1, which was a 230, I wanna say, print volume. Because if you built a bigger V1 with the 8mm rods, the rods drooped in the middle with the tool head. My first Voron I built was a 300 by 300 by 400, and there was rod droop in the middle. You could see it on the bed probe when I ran a BL Touch for a bit. David, cheers. The bamboo sensor, no, the bamboo sensor is in the bed. So bamboo uses, let me see if I have some. Where are they? Where are they? I know I have them somewhere. Where are they? Are they in here? I don't know where my load cell sensors are. That's a pie. Oh, here we go. Load cell sensors. So fun fact, the bed probes that Bamboo uses, yeah, we played with those in Vorons and we dropped them because they're not reliable. Now granted we use off the shelf ones, but here you go. Load cell sensor. So you attach this to something and when you push on it, you get a resistive force and you can measure that. You can use it as an end stop or whatever. So Bamboo has 3 probes in the bed that detect when something pushes on the bed. That's how your nozzle probe works on a Bamboo. So the probe isn't built into the tool head, it's built into the bed, which is why you get those sensor errors on a Bamboo, because they're very sensitive to resistances. So if the wire moves in the connection, you can get different readings. Yeah, it sucks. That's why we don't use it on Vorons. Piezo, or yeah, it's piezoelectric. I can't remember if these are load cell or piezoelectric, but same difference kind of thing, right? It pushes on it. But we found them too inconsistent on Vorons, and this was on a V2 when we played with these back in the day, and we dropped the idea. But yeah, basically you rely on something pushing on the sensor. It could be in the tool head. If you put it in the tool head, you only need one. They have them in the bed, and there's 3 of them, one under each. If you look underneath the bed, you can see them, and you can see where the wires go for them. Does it require more force? I believe it is less force. But tap has movement in it. Like this relies on these work when the entire system is rigid. Because if you have different actuating forces, because again, as you get a longer rod, there's gonna be more flex to it. So if you tap in the middle of the rod versus at the end where you got the XY joint, so you're a stiffer point, the actuation force to activate it is gonna be different, but it's an activation force. So it's like a yes or no, right? So once it reads a certain value, it trips. Well, in the middle, when it can move more, it can flex more before it actuates, it's gonna trip at a different value and you're gonna get a different Z offset. That's the problem the larger Vorons had, or any large printer that has unsupported span that long or not stiff enough. Pro streamer for 2 years, over 2 years. We are at 350 plus live streams, and this shit still works. If it ain't broke. I wouldn't say they're reliable. I've been having issues with mine for a good portion of the time I've had my X1. But it's outside of warranty and I'm not spending 40 bucks for a replacement cable, so I live with it. I tape it. Every time it gets funky, I retape it and it works. So, you guys want to do a giveaway? Let's do a giveaway. You've got 2 minutes to enter to win some filament from Polymaker. Link in the video description. Yeah, like even this, like, okay, so move that to the middle. Like if you push on the rods, they flex. They flex. So imagine pushing up on your nozzle, right? There's flex in it. So the thing is, over here, it's gonna flex more than over here. And if you rely on a sensor getting to an X value, for it to activate, you will have a different actuation here, or different actuation point here than there. Now, on a smaller scale like this, it might not be anything worthwhile. But as you make the machine bigger, it becomes more of a problem. So, how about Voron trends for a print farm? Personally, I'm not a fan of using Vorons at all for a print farm. The problem with a DIY machine is it is a DIY machine. They are dependent on how well you built them and how well you are at keeping them up to date. So here's the thing. This Voron that I built, I trust it. I can hit start print and walk out of my house for 12 hours and I know it's just gonna print just fine because I trust it. I don't have 20 of these. And I built this one, you know, this is an organically sourced Voron with privately sourced parts, no kit. So, you know, it depends on what kits you use. Did you self-source parts or the quality of the kits? Some kits have really shitty bearings or really shitty fans. My Physek Trident, I had to replace all the fans on it. So Vorons are not great. Any open source self-built printer is not great for a farm, but it depends on the situation. I know people that run PIF that have print farms of Vorons, but you kind of have to with PIF. But think about it. How many SV06s can you get for the cost of one Voron kit? And what's the turnaround time on? Because remember, you got to build these things. Versus, I could buy 4 SV06s for the cost of the cheapest V2 kit. And I literally take them out of the box, put the tower on, boom, bang, boom, off we go printing. And it's already making me money. And I've got 4 printers. Because remember, the fastest printer is more printer. So it really depends on what kind of farm you need, the materials you're printing, and what your end goal is and what your scale is. Because like there is an entire market out there for large format ABS prints. Okay, we're talking like meter cube, and you can get thousands of dollars per commission. Is that a market for you? Well, it depends. Like you might think, oh shoot, I can print one thing and make a $5,000 off of that print? Heck yeah, I'm gonna go build a V24 right now. Cool. How are you gonna get those contracts? Are you just gonna set up a Facebook marketplace page? Go, hey, I have a print farm, reach out to me. Everyone does that. Go hang out on the 3D printing Discord in the, I can't remember what's that, they have a channel for like print farms and whatnot and business use of 3D printing. The amount of people that go, hey, I bought my Ender 3, Ender 5. I got a Bamboo now. I want to start a print farm. How do I make money? Everyone wants to. There's a reason though that it's not, you know, a super common thing, because like, how do you advertise? Who are your connections? Like those $5,000 prints, they're not going to hit up some random person on Facebook for. They're going to hit up a known contact in the industry, right? Like it's like, you know, like Grant, 3D Musketeer, go watch his stuff. He runs an actual proper print farm for businesses. And it's not, you know, no Facebook marketplace thing. Print Flexi Dragons. Yeah, those days, oh my God. How much did Uncle Jesse make off of those? It was the Ghost, I think. Uncle Jesse made a killing off those. And he was open about it on one of his Facebook, or on his, one of his TikToks or YouTube videos, he talked about it. But the thing is, you got to remember, when a YouTuber goes, I made $50,000 selling these Flexi Dragons, don't forget, they are a YouTuber. So they advertise that shit to all their followers. They put out all the TikToks and the shorts going, hey, look at this thing. You could buy it, link in the description. So by the time you see that and you go, oh, I'm going to start printing these on my Bamboo and sell them, they've already got that market. They've already made their money. You're catching up. You might be able to sell a few on the Facebook marketplace, but that's about it. So, Galactic Armory's farm is all CR10s. Yeah, large format helmet machines. Cheap, easy, and you can get a lot of them. Okay, I need to move me. Woo. Okay, I need a number between, I don't know, 15 and 20. I need a number between 15 and 20. Because I got to end the stream because I am hungry. 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16. Cool. Round around she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. The computer knows. Computer knows everything. So the winner will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. Ivan, 24005. Congratulations, Ivan. 24005. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. Pull up There we go. So you will get an email from me after the stream ends with how to get information, how to get your filament from Polymaker. So congratulations, Hymood. So we're gonna call it there. I will let the print finish, and then when it's done, I'll post pictures of it on the Discord or the Facebooks and all that. So yeah, so I don't know what for sure what we're doing tomorrow yet. I'm still waiting on some stuff from Beachu. So I think we're gonna call it there. Well, we are gonna call it there because I'm hungry and I got stuff to do tonight. So shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament that we gave away this stream and every stream. Link for them and more in the video description. Also shout out to I think it was Beachu who gave me this at Earth. This is again the Panda, which is a Revo compatible hot end for the Bamboo Lab machines. And also shout out to Bamboo Lab for sending this machine to me last year. I know we don't talk anymore, but thank you for the machine. And also for those that became members of the channel, gifted memberships to others, or donate to the channel directly, I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. So we're gonna call it there. I'm gonna go make some pizza, I think. And yeah. I'm gonna post pictures. I'm gonna post pictures of the print. Yeah. If I don't post them on Twitter, I'll usually post them on Discord at least. But yeah. So I'm gonna go do that. I'm hungry. So yeah. It's Friday. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. It's Friday the 13th. Spooky. So yeah. I will see you tomorrow night. We'll figure out something to do then. Goodbye.